This was brutal to watch as the Chicago Bulls get beat by the Cleveland Cavaliers 144 to 126. We're going to be talking about the key takeaways from tonight's loss. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe, and you have found yourself on another episode of Bulls Digest. And so today we're talking about the Chicago Bulls loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I think that this game was a lot closer than the score shows. And I think the real takeaway from this is that the Chicago Bulls turned the basketball over 17 times to the Cavs 13. The Cavs scored 22 points off of our turnovers. And at one point, I believe the Chicago Bulls had 13 turnovers in the fourth quarter. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the team box score, the box score, and take a look at some of the players that played well. And so let's start with Patrick Williams. So Patrick Williams, I think, plays very well today. I loved his assertiveness. I loved his aggressiveness. I think defensively, he's getting even better. I've been talking about his defense being very good, and he's clearly the number 2 defender on this team, I think, behind Ayo Dosunmu. But you can see that he's getting better there. You can see that there is more potential for him to reach defensively. And offensively, I loved him being the point forward. That was talked about during the broadcast, and he had a career-high 9 assists today. And he just did a great job as far as just distributing the basketball, finding players, or really just putting himself in a situation to score the basketball. 17 points, 4 or 5 from downtown today. Yes, he had 3 assists, but he had the best plus minus of all the starters. And so I just hope that Patrick Williams can stay this assertive, stay this aggressive. This is what this team needs, especially as they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with the direction and the way that they're doing this roster construction. You need this Patrick Williams. This is the Patrick Williams that the Chicago Bulls are signing up for the next 5 seasons. So I hope that Patrick Williams can keep this going, because this was a very good game. I love to see his aggressiveness on both ends of the floor, and it just gives the Chicago Bulls another edge to this team. And so I think that him being a playmaker like this is also going to open it up offensively. I can see that this offense is going to get even better if he can continue to be this point forward for us. And so next up, Vooch. I think that Vooch played very well today. 25 points, 8 rebounds, and the 2 assists. But more importantly, Vooch working the inside out. And I think that when Vooch continues to do this, it helps the Chicago Bulls as far as opening up these 3-point shots. We're getting cutting opportunities as long as players are moving and not just standing there and watching the basketball. And it just gives us something that we can go down to if the shot is not falling. And so I love that Vooch continues to do this. This is why he's having a good season. I hope this continues for him. And yes, he's not going to have the highest plus minus today, but I think that he did a lot of good stuff out there for the Chicago Bulls to help put them in a position to win the game. And so next up, Coby White. I know Coby White had the turnovers and things like that, but he had it going in the third quarter. His hot shooting helped the Chicago Bulls come back from 18 down, I believe, at one point. Look, 6 of 11 from downtown, 29 points from Coby White. So I love that about Coby White. I love the fact that he's fearless. And I like that things cannot be going well, but it doesn't stop Coby White from going out there and competing. We just want to continue to see this at a consistent high level, and I think he can get there. And so I love that about Coby White, just his ability to stay engaged even in a tough situation out there. Certainly helped the Chicago Bulls almost get this one. And then now that leads me to Zach LaVine. And so Zach LaVine, even though you see the 4 of 16, you see that he just could not get it going as a scorer. Pay attention to where he has the 9 assists, and then also, too, he had the second plus minus out of the starters, I believe, with -5 tonight. And so that right there just shows me that Zach LaVine is trying to do the right thing for the Chicago Bulls. If he doesn't have it going as a scorer, that's fine. I don't have a problem with him being 4 of 16, but it didn't stop him from playing defense, because that is what I've been most impressed about with Zach LaVine, is that not just that he's come back to an all-star level, but just that he's not just doing it on the offensive end, he's competing on the defensive end. He's using that athleticism out there to make it difficult on other players. And I thought I saw a lot of that tonight. And I think that that is also what gave the Chicago Bulls a chance. The fact that he stayed engaged and he's still trying to do the right thing, trying to make the right play. And so I hope this continues with Zach LaVine, because I did like this. And I think that this is something that, this is not going to be a constant for Zach LaVine. He's not going to shoot this poorly. And so this is encouraging for the Chicago Bulls to be in this game once again. Again, just cut down the turnovers, and I think they're going to be fine. And so lastly, for the starters, Josh Giddy. And so Josh Giddy, 5 points, 1 steal, 1 assist. Look, he was 1 of 5 from downtown. He was 2 of 9 from the field, -27 in the plus-minus box score in only 15 minutes. And so I don't know if anybody caught this, but he did not start the second half. It was Ayo Dosunmu. And then he wasn't in there closing the game. That was Ayo Dosunmu as well. And so he struggled defensively. And with the Cleveland Cavaliers, they were looking for him in the pick and roll. In the pregame video, I said, how is he going to respond to Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell going after him in the pick and roll? And they were able to get what they wanted to get. And, Stacey King makes a good point, or an interesting point, when he says that the Chicago Bulls, yes, Josh Giddey struggles defensively, but they've got to be there for him as a team. And I was like, I get that. But this is part of the struggle with this team, because you don't have those defenders necessarily around Josh Giddey. And that just leads you to the point of, if you're going to invest in Josh Giddey, you're not just investing in him getting to the next level, but you're also investing on the fact that the team is somehow going to get even better around him. And so right now, this is going to be a tough situation, because we don't have those defenders. Ayo Dosunmu is playing great two-way basketball. And I had said before this season even started that I don't mind him being a starter and being the point guard, because he absolutely can do that. And I just think that he is taking off, because he was struggling early with his three-point shot. And that wasn't the case tonight. He was knocking down those shots. He had 15 points. He had 4 assists. He had 5 rebounds. He had 1 block. He also had 1 steal. And he clearly is showing that, this team gets an edge defensively when he's out there. And so this is where Billy Donovan has to make some tough decisions. And he had to make a tough decision today. And this is something that he's going to have to make tough decisions going down the line as some of these younger players start to play even better. And so I would not put it past them that, look, if Patrick Williams or anybody else in the starting lineup is just not playing well, then I think that Billy Donovan's going to do whatever's necessary to shake it up and try to get the win. And so I think that that was the clear message that I got out of tonight with Billy Donovan. And so speaking of Billy Donovan and just trusting players, the bench, Julian, Phillips, Dalen, I think that they played outstanding. Didn't have to score a lot of points for me. The energy, the effort, the chippiness, giving this team an identity. And I've said that Coby White and Ayo Dosunmu are building block pieces for the Chicago Bulls. I think that Julian Phillips and Dalen, each game that they're out there, they're showing me that they can also be players that you can build with. And I like that Dalen is knocking down these three-point shots when they are available. You're starting to see from Dalen what you saw from Julian Phillips during the preseason, that confidence and being ready to shot ready. And another thing that I like with Dalen is he's putting the ball on the ground. Julian Phillips with an amazing save that it turned into a backcourt violation, but still the save, the effort, I'm loving that with these two. And Modest Buzelis. We have been wanting Billy Donovan to play Modest Buzelis. I had talked about this in the pregame that they need to play Modest Buzelis. And he just shows you this whole notion about him not having enough confidence after sitting and stuff like that. You have to throw that out. Because tonight, 9 points, he hit his shots. He had 2 rebounds. He was +8 in the box score. And this is how you know that he's raving with confidence, because those are the same shots that he took in New York and missed them, and he came back tonight and hit them. And that's what I like about Modest Buzelis. And there was one defensive play out there where Garland's driving down. You have Allen who's rolling the back line back here, and Modest Buzelis makes a decision where he comes out at Garland, makes him throw it, but then Buzelis gets back in enough time and forces a jump ball. And that right there was a sign to me that defensively he gets it, or he's getting it. He's understanding the rotations and he understands what he has to do at a given moment. And it's not like teams are out there hunting him on the defensive end because he's blocking shots. And so I think that we're going to see more of this. This is why Billy Donovan is going to have to trust this bench because, like I said, we're not looking to win an NBA championship. Heck, we may not even make it into qualify for the playoffs. So you need to see exactly what you have. And so I love a game like this. And I like the fact that, yes, the Chicago Bulls really beat themselves tonight. I think, once again, you have to give the Cavs a lot of credit. But these turnovers and silly things like that are something that this team is going to have to clean up. And that goes into winning habits. And so as we look at the team box score, some of the key takeaways: 52-40, the Cavs win in the paint. 17-13, I talked about that with the turnovers. The Cavs get 22 points there. But the field goal percentage, it was almost even in that area. But the Bulls tonight, 51.1 and then 47.6 from the three-point line. So not bad for the Chicago Bulls. And then as far as rebounds are concerned, the Cavs 40-36 there, 14-11 as far as fast break points. The Cavs win that, so we were right there in that aspect too. And so those are the key takeaways from tonight's game. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about this Chicago Bulls loss because, look, even though the score is going to show that the Cavs got the best of the Chicago Bulls tonight, they were right there. And I think that you have to learn how to lose before you learn how to win. And at some point, this team has got to just settle down and not turn the basketball over as much. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Once they cut these turnovers down, especially when it gets down to clutch time and things like that, I think you're going to see something different with this team. And then also, too, the personnel is going to change as well. And so, as the personnel changes, this team, I think, is going to be set up to take off because this system, this offensive system, it's working. And I think defensively, Billy Donovan's now getting into his coaching bag and he's going out there and saying, like, okay, I'm not just going to let you just light us up there either. Like, I'm going to try to find the best defensive lineup. So I like that Billy Donovan is really starting to try to play a little bit more chess here. So I like that. So anyway, let me know in the comments what your key takeaway is. Just want to let you know that we're trying to get to our goal of 5,000 subscribers before the end of the NBA season out there. And I just want to thank you guys out there who are subscribed and let you know that 64.2% of you that watch the videos are not subscribed. So make sure you go ahead, continue to slam dunk on that subscribe button for me, as it means a lot to us here at Bulls Digest. And look, even though Chicago Bulls take a tough loss tonight, I'm still saying it's all right because there was a lot of things that I saw here that we can grow off of and get even better at. And so I'm still saying go Bulls, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh, and by the way, we were supposed to do a live tonight, guys. Apologize about that. We are going to get back on the live for this next game, so I can guarantee you that. So, all right, go Bulls. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.